What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris, and I'm going to bring you more games from the Absolute Arena King of the Hill. Now, the status of this tournament is that this is the last iteration, or last round, if you prefer, of this of this entire thing. Evil Geniuses have been Kings of the Hill for quite some time, beating off PB, and then beating out Pulse, MYM, some other team that I forgot. But EG's looking pretty good in this tournament, so if they win this, then they get even more money. I could do the calculation, but I don't want to. It's a lot of money. And they're going to be on the Radiant. On the Dire side, we're going to have a team that I have not yet had the pleasure of casting. Granted, I've not really been casting the most recent of games. You could see how recent this game is. Red Magnus is one of the bands. But yeah, I haven't really been casting games all that much, because I'm at home now and I can't just up and cast games because people are doing stuff and I don't want to be loud. Whereas at school I could do it whenever the hell I want because my neighbors can kiss my ass. They're loud all the time. But it is going to be No Tidehunter. And No Tidehunter, they're no slouches themselves. They won, what was it, like DreamHack or something like that? They won one of those big tournaments. I think it was actually versus EG. So this is a nice grudge match. Unfortunately, my wish of having Liquid versus EG for the last round of this tournament is not going to come about. But still, No Tidehunter is a very, very strong lineup. We have Loda and Aki, both former members of CLG, and that was a pretty good team. One of my favorite teams, actually. We have the brilliant mind of Eternal Envy, S4, and Admiral Bulldog, who has stood in for pretty much every single team imaginable with his Lone Druid. So we're going to see if No Tidehunter wants to pick up that. I'm very excited to be casting some more games. Of course, the series will probably come out fairly slowly between my upload speed here, as well as the time I have to cast. Yeah, not really sure if I can get them all out in quick succession, but I'll slowly plug away, see if I can get some more FP VODs out as well. Glad people are enjoying those. But yes, let's go to what has been picked already. Evil Geniuses, they're going to pick up the Jakiro Wisp as well as the Sven. Now, I have yet to cast any games where Sven and Magnus are the two big heroes, and well, this is going to be the first one. Sven has gotten some substantial buffs in the, I believe it was 0.75. We're at like 0.77 now, but I believe the buffs were in 0.75. He had more damage on his God Strength, more armor on his Warcry, more cleave, and, well, people just really, really liked him. So they're going to, Evil Geniuses that is, they're going to pick him up. He'll be a good lane partner with the Jakiro or Wisp, really. Could be a tri-lane up in that safe lane, or even the aggressive tri-lane. With those heroes, anything is possible, really. Then late game, Sven will, of course, receive that overcharge. So look forward to some good old cleaving business. Now, No Tidehunter, on the other hand, they have picked up the Darkseer, Templar Assassin, and the Rubik. So a little bit more standard picks as far as that goes. And by standard, I mean old-fashioned. These are the kind of picks that you would see in the .74 games. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see them cap their lineup off with the Morphling. Not really, not this mode, but they have some pretty solid lanes going on right now. They have the Darkseer for the hard lane. They have the TA for the mid lane. And then the Rubik, most likely, going to be supporting someone up on that top lane. So No Tidehunter, they do have the lane control down, whereas Evil Geniuses kind of put all of their eggs into one lane basket. Some more bans coming out now. I do believe at this time of this game being played, Gyrocopter was pretty popular. I still have yet to see a good Gyrocopter, but I don't cast many games, so I guess you can't really take that much out of it. Beastmaster as well from No Tidehunter, their job is going to be eliminating all of the potential lanes from Evil Geniuses. Won't be surprised to see a Queen of Pain, an Invoker, a Brood Mother, or a Nature's Prophet, a hard lane. Those types of heroes force Evil Geniuses into picking up mid lane and hard lane heroes that they wouldn't ordinarily pick up. No Tidehunter, on the other hand, they're going to have to deal with Evil Geniuses banning out of all the hard carries, because right now, No Tidehunter, their lanes are fine. They just need someone besides the TA to actually use the gold and experience that they're going to get from that safe lane of farming. That's why you see Evil Geniuses picking up two heroes that are generally played as more of a carry role. Faceless Void is, of course, one of the hardest carries in the game, and Gyrocopter usually played in a similar case as well. So both teams kind of doing their job, denying the effective picks from the enemy heroes. Now, what is Evil Geniuses? What is their goal going to be? Because up against No Tidehunter right now, they have to go up against some very, very strong lanes. Darkseer is going to hold down that hard lane most likely very, very easily. With the Wisp and Jakiro to harass him back, it's possible, But the thing is with Wisp and Jakiro is that they both have fairly low range. Wisp is not the best support hero in the lane because he has no armor. If you somehow draw creep aggro, then you're going to take a lot more damage and you're going to be dishing out. And, well, it's really hard to land that tether without any sort of setup. What Evil Geniuses can do in that lane versus the Darkseer, should it come to that, is try to go for some kills. They do have the Ice Path, and that will pretty much be guaranteed to hit once Sven throws out his hammer, and then once you have that, you have the tether, and then hopefully Darkseer would be dead, but I don't know, aside from that, Darkseer could just surge himself out, so I'm not even sure if EG can get any kills on that lane, although kills isn't exactly their main goal. The main goal is to get Sven farm, and I don't think no Tidehunter will be willing to contest that. They will more likely vie for the they would more likely try to get some farm of their own and kind of have a race as far as the farm goes. They're not going to try to stop Sven. They're just going to try to out-farm him on the top lane, which is why Evil Genius is going to ban out that Life Stealer here that can farm very, very quickly. You know, Tidehunter can take a little bit of time to get their last pick as well. It is going to be the Tinker, so they're going to eliminate the mid lane from EG. No Tidehunter, they're going to have to deal with a hero that could farm really, really quickly, actually. Sven, once he gets a couple points of cleave, he's not exactly anti-mage style, like blinking all over the place with Battle Fury, but he could clear creeps like nobody's business, and once you turn on that God Strength, Sven is a lot more useful than an anti-mage in the fight.
Tidehunter.
EG going to go with a Tidehunter pick. Interesting. Probably going to be a hard lane Tidehunter, unless they're going to run some weird dual lane setup. But Evil Geniuses, they have a lot of support heroes at the moment. I would even say a little bit too much in the support. They might want to pick up someone who's a little bit more used to getting gold and actually utilizing gold, because right now, I mean, Tidehunter, Wisp, and Jakiro are usually heroes that don't get anything. No Tidehunter are going to opt for the Luna. Gotta remember these new carry picks, because the carry metagame has shifted substantially from Morphling and Anti-Mage to, what, Sven and CK, and now Luna's making a big showing. Actually, she made a big showing in TI2. I think it was IG who used Luna a lot. And she's a pretty good hero, especially when you have that aura to benefit a whole bunch of your allies. Let's actually take a look at that. So we have damage to nearby allies, and when you have the likes of TA on your side, well, that extra damage, although it doesn't seem like a lot, is going to do some pretty good work. So Evil Geniuses gonna go for the Windrunner. So although they do technically have the hard carry in Sven, Evil Geniuses with this lineup, they have a lot reliant on the early mid game, because the only one who really scales well with farm is the Sven. He'll scale well with the Wisp leveling as well, which is some pretty good synergy between those two heroes. Windrunner can build up some damage, but aside from that, Evil Geniuses, they're going to be heavily reliant on their flat values, and they're going to want to bring the pressure to no Tidehunter as fast as they can. Fortunately for no Tidehunter, they have heroes that could actually weather this storm. Luna is one of those carry heroes who does some pretty good bit damage in the early stage of the game. Get some Lucent Beams, get some Eclipse going, and well, suddenly your dive on Luna is a big mistake. Luna, of course, isn't the best at tanking damage, but when she's hiding behind the likes of the Darkseer, behind the Chen's creeps, behind TA's refraction charges, which is going to be fairly difficult for EG to burn through, Luna should be fine. But it's really, the ball is in Evil Genius' court, because they have made a very aggressive early mid-game lineup, and it's going to be up to them. If they let the game sit for too long, then I do believe that no Tidehunter will have a substantial advantage in the late game, not because they picked up not only the Templar Assassin to block a couple of Sven's hits, which is refraction's pretty good against Sven. You can block off those giant hits from the God Strength, but they also have the Luna, so they're going to have a lot of damage bouncing around. And Evil Geniuses, their damage is all going to be in Sven, and he's going to need to get a BKB. Luckily for him, there's not all too many stuns on the no Tidehunter side. They have the Rubik, they have Admiral Bulldog's Darkseer to kind of mess around with Sven's pathing, with the vacuum and stuff like that. But really, no Tidehunter kind of light on the stuns, and that's going to be a little bit fortunate for the Sven, because he's going to have to make things happen. So as we dive... Oh, the announcer is still a Tuskar announcer. By the way, the Greevil announcer, yeah, that's the voice of the Tuskar, which is pretty cool. I haven't played him. It's one of those heroes that came out after I stopped playing, so it looks like it's my type of hero, though. You just roll in and then punch things, right? That's great. On the No Tidehunter side, we have Aki playing that Chen. S4 on the Templar Assassin. Eternal Envy is going to be playing the Rubik supporting. Live and let Loda. That's cool. Loda's going to be playing the Luna. And Bulldog is going to be playing that Darkseer. On the EG side, Sven is going to be laid by the hard carry Fear. Beat is supporting as a Jakiro, as is Jo on the Wisp. Demon is going to be playing that Windrunner, and Melk is going to be playing Tidehunter. EG looked like they are going to run pretty much standard lanes. Beat is Jo as well as Fear on this bot lane. Going to try to give Fear as much farm as he could possibly get. The lanes for Melk as well as Demon, probably going to be the Windrunner up top and the Tidehunter in the mid lane. But Tidehunter mid versus a Templar Assassin, I don't know how much I like his odds. Templar Assassin is, of course, a ranged hero. Her range isn't that large, so she probably is going to still be under some threat from the Tidehunter Anchor Smash. Really, that's the idea of the Tidehunter, is that you deny the... Oh, as I say that, I am completely wrong, because we have a level 1 smoke from Fear, who really would not expect to be doing this. Eternal Envy might be in a little bit of danger, but he does have a telekinesis, so he could lift someone onto that hill. We now have Fear moving out. He's going to be the one opening up with Stormbolt and Melk. Has he picked up anything? He hasn't picked up anything quite yet. Looks like they want to go for a kill onto S4. S4 has got to have some very, very quick hands. He's going to spot Demon in this mid lane, but he's got to be careful. If he gets his refraction charge off where the hammer hits, it's going to be huge. There's the refraction, but here comes the Sven. The hammer is going to open up. All the damage blocked, though. S4 did get locked in with the Ice Path. Gush as well. S4 is going to go down to Melk. Such an aggressive play coming out from EG. You wouldn't, if you're on No Tidehunter, you would not expect this Sven to be anywhere near the mid lane, because Sven is their primary hard hitter. He's going to be the one farming. He's going to be the one that EG is going to rely upon in late game to really carry them to victory. You want him to farm, but instead Jay was the one farming. And when was the last time you saw Wisp get a farm? Get a farm? What the hell am I talking about? When was the last time you saw Wisp get farmed? But Fear is going to go to the bot lane knowing that he did some pretty good work for Demon in the mid lane, who's packing one of the new bows, Sparrowhawk bow, sexy, sexy item. And he's doing pretty well against S4. It is going to be Malk on the hard lane, so they're going to pretty much sacrifice him 100%. There's no way for the Tidehunter to stand up to the likes of Aki as well as Eternal Envy on the Chen and Rubik respectively. However, the mid lane, with Demon on the Windrunner, he's going to have a very, very large range advantage over the TA, who has already dropped to death. And she, you can see by her items, 3 Ironwood branches as well as a set of tangos, was rushing straight for the bottle. That early death set her back just a little bit, not the hugest, because at level 1 you don't really lose that much gold. But the time that she spent, she missed, I believe, a creep wave, and that is just time for Demon to get a little bit of an advantage there. And now they both do have their bottles running out towards them. Demon doing pretty good work against S4, but would not be surprised to see the Templar Assassin at one point just suddenly ramp up the creep clearing abilities and just start demolishing the lane. As Windrunner, although she is a decent lane controller, has good animation, decent damage as well, it's really, really hard to outlane a TA. It doesn't really matter who you are. The TA, 9 times out of 10, is going to have the edge. Unless you have like a weird dual lane with Venomancer, that's pretty cool, but that sacrifices a lot. Bot lane, No Tidehunter is just completely ignoring that. We do have Admiral Bulldog realizing he's not going to get anything done down there. He's going to instead go into the jungle with that Ion Shell. Now that he does have 2 points of the shell, let's see what he's going to get for his level 4. Surge or Vacuum, really doesn't matter which, because at this point, with his Soul Ring up, he probably is going to go into the lane. It's really a standard thing nowadays. When you have your Darkseer on the bot lane, and he's not able to get those early levels, just slap him in the jungle, because he could clear off the easy camps really, really easily. He could struggle a little bit on the hard camps, but he gets the job done. And then once you get a couple points on that Ion Shell, you put him back onto that bot lane and really harass back the hard carry, because the hard carry is usually a melee hero, and melee heroes do not like Ion Shells. No sir, they are not too fond of that at all. Determined Greevil. It's a cute little Greevil. There's a courier on the other side. It thinks it's a Necronomicon archer. How cute. But yeah, we do see Admiral Bulldog moving out. Probably going to head towards the fountain, then probably going to head towards that bot lane. Any sort of pressure that he could put on Fear is going to be very, very valuable, because right now Fear is getting absolute free farm on this bot lane. Even Jo is around doing the pulling action, making sure that Fear gets as close to the tower as he possibly could be, so that he is not going to miss any of these creep kills, which he just did. Meanwhile, on the No Tidehunter side, we have on the top lane Loda, who's been doing pretty much the exact same thing as Fear. Very, very close gold per minute between those two heroes. Basically, it's going to be an even farm game for both of these teams. Luna does have a lot more spell damage than flat damage as compared to the Sven, who's going to be very, very explosive in power. Luna could go for a kill onto Malk, though. It's not an impossibility, whereas No Tide Hunter's bot lane is a little bit safer. They have the Darkseer who has Surge. It's going to be very, very difficult to kill him with the likes of the Sven and the Wisp unless there's some substantial body blocking going on. But if Loda and Eternal Envy get their positioning right, if they get their spell timing right, you could drop an Eclipse on that Tidehunter, and that is a very, very easy death. And Tidehunter, only level 2, has not had much luck this game, whereas Admiral Bulldog, already level 5 because of that jungle, he's going to have an edge in this lane. You can already see the Ion Shells are going to fly through, and Fear doesn't have any restoratives left. I'm not sure how many he started out with. Creep didn't stand a chance. Fear is not going to mess around. He wants his CS. But yeah, those Ion Shells are going to mean that Fear is going to be a little bit more pressured in the lane. The creeps will pretty much always be near this tower, so at this point pulling from Jo is not going to be as strong. And no, I thought Wisp was level 6. I thought I heard that noise, but Jo taking some heavy damage from that Darkseer. Wow, a little bit too close for that Ion Shell, man. Don't want to get too close. That shit hurts. And Jo, now if he wants to pull, oh no, Jo is in huge trouble. Admiral Bulldog's going to find him. Ion Shell is up, and he's going to pick off the Wisp for free. Oh, Jo got a little bit too overconfident. Good map awareness from Admiral Bulldog, knowing exactly where the Wisp was going to be. And now he's level 6, and he's going to shred the creep wave. Fear is now going to have his farm restricted so much. The thing is, on the EG side, they don't have anyone who could do the same thing to this Luna. Level 2 Tidehunter can't do anything to this Luna. Luna could kill the Tidehunter so easily. Luna even has a Hand of Midas. So she's going to be going for a lot more gold per minute, whereas Fear starting to get constricted just a little bit. So to No Tidehunter, as we now hit the 6-minute mark and the first nighttime, they do have some pretty good situations going on with their laning phase. 26 for 7 is the Templar Assassin, 30 for on the Windrunner, so very even mid lane as well. So at worst, No Tidehunter has an even mid lane. That is their worst situation going on now, because they even have a Chen who's in the jungle just doing his own thing, getting those creeps, and now Malk is going to get ganked by that Chen. Malk is going to drop very, very quickly. Luna with the Lucent Beam picking up that Tidehunter kill, and Aki has 2 creeps. It's not a null assassin. What are you thinking? An Ursa Warrior and a Troll Warlord. Not the absolute best lane combo. Oh, Admiral Bulldog in the bot lane gonna get picked off by the Jakiro, transition down, but S4 is here as well. Does have that Ion Shell on him. Gonna try to go for Jo. The Ice Path's gonna hold him out for just a little bit longer. Jo has got to watch out though. Needs a tether out of there. Not gonna happen. S4 with that last refraction hit is going to bring him down. Gonna look for Beatiz, look for Fear. Trying to decide which one he wants to go for. I don't think he's going to get either of them. Beatiz, however, is out of mana. S4 is out of Haste Rune though, so he cannot ultimately go for this Jakiro without some support, and support is not coming. In the meantime, on the top lane, we have Loda, Eternal Envy, as well as Aki still pushing down that tier 1 tower. Gonna even go for the tier 2. Malk with only 1 point of Anchor Smash has forced Demon onto this top lane, and wow, doing a huge power shot to that Rubric, but successfully pushing back the No Tidehunter rally. Aki is a pretty decent level. He's level 5, almost has that Hand of God. He's going to have 3 creeps very, very quickly, as well as a mech, which I'm assuming he's working towards. Very, very aggressive push by No Tidehunter. And I think Loda could even afford to stay on this lane. If the pullings continue from Eternal Envy, yeah, they could pull the creep wave all the way back to this tier 1 top lane tower. And then Malk will continue to get absolutely nothing. 47 for 24 is the score on Luna, whereas Fear kind of slipping behind. He has picked up Power Treads as well as the Morbid Mask, so we're going to see maybe a very, very quick Mask of Madness on the Sven. Although with Wisp on his team, I don't really know if he has to go for such a build. Wisp does already have 1 point overcharged. Beatiz can look for initiation onto Admiral Bulldog. Is the Ice Path going to land? Ice Path is not going to fly. Jo taking a lot of damage. It looks like Beatiz and Jo just trying to harass back the Darkseer as much as they can. We even have Windrunner coming down to this bot lane. Perhaps EG looking for a push of their own. Do they have any liquid fire? They do have 1 point of it. Admiral Bulldog lash to a tree, but the Hand of God does fly out. Ice Path is going to slow the Admiral Bulldog. The Dual Breath going to fly out, but the second one does not hit. Doesn't matter, however, because Windrunner does have a double damage rune, plus Phase Boots with a lot of right-click damage coming out from this Archer. That is going to bring down the Darkseer for the second time this game. Kill that honestly shouldn't have happened. The Darkseer got picked off from a very, very long range, and when you get killed from that long range, it's very frustrating because really there's nothing you can much do about it besides have better rune control, but like they have silent traps everywhere. They knew what was happening, and it still happened. So yeah, Admiral Bulldog is not going to be happy about that. But the score is still 3 for 3. The gold advantage and experience advantage, not surprisingly, going in favor of no Tidehunter. They do have the Chen, they do have the better lane comp. But EG, they're just waiting for their moments where their heroes are going to reach that peak. That is going to come from the Windrunner when she has maxed out Shackle Shot and Power Shot. And well, Jakiro's getting there. He's going to get a couple more points of that Ice Path, Dual Breath probably as well. And Sven starting to get those levels up, starting to get the items up. Relocation now coming in onto S4. It's going to be Fear and Jo. The Tether Stun is going to land after that hammer. S4, his refraction is tanking a lot of it, but it's not going to help him forever. And there goes the TA to the first of many, I'm sure, ganks from the combination of Fear and Jo. We're going to return right back to the bot lane. Fear is even going to pressure back Admiral Bulldog, who is having a little bit of fun in the EG woods. 3 points up on Great Cleave. This guy is pretty much anti-mage status right now. That's anti-mage with substantial threat from Jo. So a successful gank from the EG squad, but will it be enough? Because the person that they really have to worry about is Loda. He's got an absolute free farm on this top lane. 68 CS, 10 minutes into the game. Almost 7 creeps a minute. Absolute insanity. And I think if he wanted to, he could just kill Malk right now. But he's going to be careful because Beat is coming around. I don't think, even with 2 of them, they could kill this Luna. Luna gets pissed. She unleashes an Eclipse, and then, well, at least one of them will die to the Eclipse, or to an Eclipse and Lucent Beam. There's really no chance for them. Looks like no Tidehunter are going to capitalize on their early game advantage of gold and bring the aura down to S4 Internal Envy. They're going to go for a very, very early Roshan, 10 minutes in, spotted out by Demon's Power Shot. And Aki, where are his creeps? There are 2 trolls. Demon's going to take some pretty good damage here. Don't think he's going to die, as Jo does teleport in. The Roshan is dropping lower and lower. However, Meld starting to stack up. Here comes Bulldog, but EG, they're around as well. Are they actually going to go for this? Power shots to fly out, and Aki's on the front lines with his trolls. I don't think EG could stop this anymore. The Roshan is simply too low on HP. There it goes. Picked up by S4. And now with everyone grouped up on the no Tidehunter squad, they could go for a push. Use the Aegis to take down either the mid tier 1 or the bot tier 1. Meantime, Fear still farming. He has not a care in the world. He has his Mask of Madness, so he's going to be hitting pretty darn quickly. But he's got to watch out because the damage that is going to be coming his way is going to be substantial. And can he kill off anyone before they kill him? Well, that's always the question with Sven. You turn on all your stuff and hopefully you don't die. Hopefully you do enough damage you can stick on your targets long enough so that they die before you do. But in the case of Admiral Bulldog with Surge, a mech almost up. A mech is up actually on Chen, as well as Sonic Traps and mini stuns, levitations, and stuff like that. It's going to be pretty hard for Fear to stick onto his target. So I do like the position that no Tidehunter are in right now. They're playing this out very, very well, keeping their lanes on lockdown. And they've dropped a couple of deaths, sure, but they really are just doing very, very well to make sure that EG do not get the pushing, do not get the ganks that they want. See Eternal Envy even backing up S4, who's fairly weak. You do have Malk as well as Beat is on this mid lane. Maybe looking for a gank onto his TA, probably trying to pick off that Aegis. Not sure if it's going to happen because S4 is pretty far back. Oh, 45 HP. Cutting it a little bit closer, aren't you, TA? Maybe just a little bit. Does have an Aegis, so he's not going to die, but still. Don't want to drop that low. It's dangerous. So as we hit the 13-minute mark, both teams just content to farm. Fear's now going to go towards his BKB, and oh, he wants blood. Admiral Bulldog is going to surge himself immediately, but here comes Fear. There's the God Strength. Admiral Bulldog completely spotted out. Going to get hit by this Tether Stun as well. Hand of God does fly out, but it's not going to be enough to save this Dark Seer. He got chopped down. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, S4 is going to kill off Jakiro. And that's it. EG dove upon S4, I believe, but they didn't even take out the Templar Assassin's Aegis of the Immortal. So I don't really know what EG were trying to accomplish in the mid lane. So I was watching the bot lane. Now they are going to push down this tier 1 mid tower. They could get a lot of skeletons from these trolls, and they can even afford to keep going. Aegis is up on S4, and they know that the Sven doesn't have his God Strength up. Ravage is up, however, so that might be something that they have to worry about. S4 looking to burn. No, he's not looking to burn his Aegis. He's going to get sent back to the base. the meantime, the bot lane, Admiral Bulldog is going to surge himself right in, going to look for Fear. Vacuum is going to hit, S4 going to get a huge melt hit. Fear does have some pretty decent movement speed as well. Sonic Trap is going to fly, but that Sonic Trap didn't have enough time to arm itself. And with the combination of War Cry as well as that Wisp Tether, Fear is going to make his way out and keep his gold for that Black King bar. And once he gets that, I believe, EG, then they're going to start pouring on the pressure. He's farming very, very well, so he should be able to get that in relatively short order. Relocation is up on the Wisp, so probably going to open up with a Wisp gank and then probably at least try to take down some of these towers. Top lane, mid lane, even the bottom lane are all very, very healthy for the No Tidehunter squad. EG kind of been complacent about pushing those towers. Here comes S4 looking for Jo. And is he going to go for this? He doesn't have a Blink Dagger. He's instead just going to demolish this bot lane tower with the help of Admiral Bulldog. And now Jo is in a very, very awkward place. I don't know if S4... Oh, now they know about it. Jo, he's in so much trouble. He's going to tether himself away. And S4's fraction is not going to be effective, but a surge onto TA. Do some pretty good damage to Jo. He's going to relocate himself out of there, try to save himself. Is he going to bring anyone back? No, he's not, but Beat is coming as well as Malk. And if S4 and Admiral Bulldog stick around for this, it could be their undoing. The Aegis is still up, however, here comes Malk. Going to open up the Gush onto S4 as Jo is going to come in with Demon. S4 is now a 4v2, but here comes Aki as well as Eternal Envy. Huge team fight breaking out now. Aegis is burned on the Templar Assassin and a 3-man stomp after Vacuum. Beautiful play from Admiral Bulldog plus Aki. That's going to force everyone to fall back. Malk, very, very low on HP, going to get himself force-staffed out of there, but here comes Loda with that Eclipse. Demon is not going to stand a chance. Loda shackled to a tree, but it's not going to matter. The Eclipse is out. Now S4 is going to get the hell out of there, going to defend his mid lane tower against Fear. But wow, No Tidehunter, they seem to have come out of nowhere, and beautiful Vacuum, beautiful stomp from Aki as well as Admiral Bulldog. Really, really high amounts of coordination from a team that, quite honestly, hasn't been together for all that long compared to some of these other guys like EG. They've been relatively stable for quite a while now. No Tidehunter, a relatively new group. Admiral Bulldog going to get stunned, but instantly sent back to base. Loda is going to stand his ground. No, Loda was sent back to base, but Fear has gotten his BKB. He's going to shred down Admiral Bulldog. Look at that God Strength damage from Fear. Does still have that Mask of Madness up. He's going to chase down Eternal Envy. 1, 2, not going to be 3 hits. He's going to get a Fade Bolt, but Fear should be able to cap this one off. The Spirits are actually going to be the one to do it for Rubik. So 7-6, but EG, they're starting to lose towers, and that's really an advantage that they can't afford to give away to No Tidehunter. S4 going to get relocated, ganked upon. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Fear and Jo, not the strongest heroes. And S4 dodging out the Storm Bolt with the meld. Very good play by the TA. Now going to pop off that double damage room. Could go straight back in for the likes of the Wisp. No, for Fear? For no one? Probably for no one. Does he know that Demon's still here? He definitely knows Demon is still here, but with a Force Staff, Wind Run plus Phase Boot, it's going to be very, very difficult to stick onto Demon. Huge meld hit is going to open up, but Demon going to get a little bit stuck on S4. Is that what happened? But here comes Fear one more time. S4 is going to try to bait out that Storm Hammer with that meld. So you can see Fear, even animation canceling just a little bit, trying to bait out that meld prematurely. Mind games, mind games, mind games, and in the end, no one casts anything. Gold earned still in favor of No Tidehunter, although the EXP earned starting to rank up for EG. Sven has hit that point with level 2 God Strength, almost level 3 God Strength. Level 14 Sven, 17 minutes in, very, very good on him with his base build pretty much complete. Probably going to go for some crit action in just a little bit when he could afford it. But EG's Sven, he's getting really, really big, and No Tidehunter, well, Luna, she's going to do some decent damage as well. But the problem is that she's going to get killed in like 4 hits from Fear. And Fear is going to have a BKB. So, you know, in a 1v1 scenario, which of course is never going to come to that, Fear is going to have the advantage. Luna needs a lot more items than the Sven to really be effective. And well, that's really going to be problematic for the No Tidehunter in the next 5-10 minutes. We now do have EG going to tear down the tier 1 mid tower from No Tidehunter. No Tidehunter know that they have no chance of picking a fight here. They're going to let that tower fall as Loda still farming on the top lane. Going to head towards a BKB of his own. But still, even if you do get a BKB against the likes of EG, Fear doesn't care if you have a BKB. It's going to be a little bit hard to catch up to, yeah, but he has Mask of Madness, he has War Cry, he has a Tether. His movement speed is going to be huge. And oh no, disaster strikes for No Tidehunter as Fear finds the huge creep stack. What was that, 3-4 stacks? That was what Bulldog was doing for the Luna. That's a lot of gold that is just simply never going to come in. You can see the same thing has been done on the EG side. A little bit of backdoor action forcing out a fortification from the No Tidehunter squad, but EG, they're going to play some 5-man Dota, roaming around as a group of 5, as they are the strongest at this point in the game. When they're in this kind of formation, however, Ravage, Macropyre is up, Ice Path as well. If you're leading the charge, well, it's really going to be hard for No Tidehunter to pick a fight like this. Of course, they're going to have to deal with the push. As what the hell's going on here, Greevil? He was pulling a creep wave. Greevil pulling, it's a new meta. Oh, you better not kill that Greevil. That would break my heart. Yeah, Fear and Jo, I'm sure they have no clue why these creeps are here. But No Tidehunter right now, they've so far been doing a good job at keeping hold of their towers, denying a lot of the early game gold to EG. That's really what they want to do right now, because if EG get the early game gold, that means they get a mech. That means they get more force staves, maybe initiation from the Tidehunter. Now he's going to go for a mech. But all the gold that's sitting in these towers is pretty much denied to EG. And at this stage in the game, 20 minutes in, that's kind of gold that you would expect to have on any team, really. The tier 1s, kind of basic pickups at this point. It's going to mean EG are going to have a little bit more of a gold boost later in the game, but they don't really need the gold later in the game. They need it now because they are... Well, they do have a pretty stacked Sven, but still. The longer this game goes on, the longer it's going to favor No Tidehunter, because Luna is going to get bigger and bigger. A hero that needs more items to be effective than the Sven does. And Sven already has crits, so EG, they've put a lot of their faith into Sven to carry the game. But it's not exactly an impossibility. Sven is pretty stacked right now, but oh no, Loda as well as S4 are going to look for a kill onto Fear and Jo. This is a giant trap. Loda is blocked off the stun. Here comes S4, going to go straight for Jo, but he is pretty darn tanky. S4 going to take a Storm Hammer. No, that was the tether stun actually. Fear going to go toe-to-toe with Loda. The Eclipse does go out, but he gets shredded down by Sven. Look at the damage. That was 3 hits. The relocation does go out. I do believe Wisp's going to leave Fear all alone. Was that a teleportation? That was. Are they going to fight this one out? They're completely surrounded. Now it's only going to be Jo, the sacrificial lamb, can get picked off. But you can see how much damage Sven did, even to the farmed up Luna. Luna's going to need a lot more. She's going to want to stand toe-to-toe with that. But really, she could afford to pick off all of the other EG heroes and then really save Sven for last. Don't know if they actually have the amount of effective HP on their team to kind of do that kind of tactic. If Chen managed to keep hold of those Troll Warlords, those will be pretty much more valuable than a Rubik or even a TA, because that's the only thing that No Tidehunter has that goes through BKB. And if you could keep Sven from moving while he has God Strike, Mask of Madness, and BKB up, that is such a huge asset to your team. So these Troll Warlords, I dare say, are pretty much more valuable than the Chen itself, or even the Darkseer even. Maybe not. The Surge is pretty good. But yeah, the creeps from Chen going to be invaluable, and if he loses them, it's going to be disastrous for Aki. But if he micros them correctly, make sure that Fear is denied the chance to get close up in those fights. That's going to mean that the Luna has time to right-click. Those bounces are going to start to shred down the rest of the EG squad. That means S4 is going to do his job as an assassin, kill off some of the softer heroes from EG. It's really a delicate situation that No Tidehunter are in right now, whereas EG, they could just go pretty much gung-ho. Sven, almost with that level 3 ultimate, is pretty darn stacked. 204, 160 CS. Even though Luna is leading him as far as gold per minute is concerned, well, it doesn't really feel like it, just because the way Luna carries is not as explosively bursty as Sven. Like, Luna does need a little bit of damage, does need a little bit of time for that Eclipse to actually come out and do some damage. Whereas Sven, he needs time, but with an overcharge, it's not going to be as much time, and that was my dog barking, so apologies for that. Smoke gank now, as No Tidehunter is going to look for anyone, or possibly hang Loda out to dry as part of some baiting. No, it's actually going to be a pickup of a Wiltkin, as S4 is actually the one clearing off some of these Ancients. Not the best hero to do that. Got roughed up pretty badly. Don't know if he started out with a full bottle, but that bottle sure as hell is not full anymore, and a BKB picked up by the TA. All these items from No Tidehunter are being picked up, like the BKB. Eternal Envy in huge amount of trouble. The relocation is going to come in, but he's going to get sent back to the base. Is it going to be time? No, it is not. Ice Path is going to fly out, and no, the Trolls, they're going to get dropped. There's one, and the other two or the other one, and Centaur, they are not going to stand a chance either. There goes the Troll, there goes the Centaur, and now EG, 23 minutes into the game, this could be their chance to make something happen. They know that the Chen is at the weakest point right now with absolutely no army. They know that they still have the Ravage, still have the Macropyre, God Strength, all those big spells. They can make something happen right now, force out a fight from no Tidehunter, and really if a fight happens right now, that's a fight that no Tidehunter is not going to win. Unless the Eclipse miraculously kills off like one of these heroes before the fight even starts. But I don't know, all of EG's heroes, even the quote-unquote soft heroes, aren't really that soft. I mean, the softest one is the Wisp, but he still has 5 armor, which is pretty high for a Wisp. Windrunner does have a lot of bulk on her. Jakiro with 2 bracers, and Tidehunter with a mech. It's going to be very, very difficult to crack this EG squad. Now the Daedalus up on Sven. Don't like the odds of no Tidehunter. They needed to get picks off, but at this point it's a little bit too late. They need to just stall for time, but time is something that they don't have right now. Time is something that they have right now because Fear is going to go down to the bot lane. So that is something very well done by no Tidehunter, keeping those heroes on the bot lane. It's going to give a lot of gold to Fear, but it also delayed the push from EG. The longer that they could farm up and get Lotus and more items, I don't know if the Manta Style is going to really help them all that much, because 2 Sven hits and there goes your illusions. But that's what happens when you pick a Luna against Sven. It's very different dynamic as far as the carrying is concerned. Luna relies a lot more on longevity, whereas Sven is a little bit more of a suicidal carry. He just charges right in, hopefully he doesn't die. Whereas Luna is the one in the back, mostly just flinging out some damage. More constant output than burst output. That being said, however, Darkseer is going to start becoming more and more relevant as Fear boosts his damage. Fear hasn't really picked up many strength items, so the illusions of Fear aren't going to be as deadly, because the illusions don't take the Daedalus damage. I don't believe they do, at least. Still, it's some pretty substantial damage. The Darkseer is going to get bigger and bigger, and EG tearing down the Tier 1 towers. All the Tier 1 towers have been claimed at this point. No Tidehunter seem to be content with letting those fall. Of course, if Eternal Envy can steal something like a Ravage or an Ice Path, that would be absolutely huge, but still, no Tidehunter. They needed to get some more picks off, and they kind of need to be aggressive right now, as odd as that sounds. If they manage to get a couple of picks. If they pick off Fear, that would be absolutely huge, but I don't think that's actually going to happen. And no Tidehunter, they've been trying to be aggressive, so I'll give that to them. They've been smoking up over here, and now they're smoking up down here. But EG, they're, once again, playing 5-man Dota. I don't know why these illusions look like this. It's a Smurf Windrunner. It's Smurfette. What the hell's going on here? Okay, but they see Demon. This could be S4's chance, but unknowns to them, EG, they're all grouped up as 5 still. Pretty much have been like that for the past, what, 6-7 minutes? They look like they want to smoke. Do they have smoke? They don't. And Fear is going to go for an Abyssal Blade. This Sven is going to be an absolute monster. Not enough done to slow down this Sven, and one late game situation when Sven and Luna are really going at it, Sven is not going to care if you have an Eclipse. He's not going to care if you have Lucent Beam, or really if you bounce off attacks. Because 3-4 hits and the Luna's dead. No Tidehunter do have an Aegis for another 30 seconds. They can't make anything happen. That's a wasted Aegis right there. They're all going to fall back. No Tidehunter have been doing a pretty good job at stalling, but yeah, I don't know if they've been farming as fast as they really needed to be. As for the Blink Dagger, BKB, and Phase Boots is good, but he needs more, honestly. And Luna, she's getting some decent items of her own. BKB is going to help her from pretty much everyone except for Sven. But the Manta Style, I don't believe, is going to help her much at all. Once she pops out those illusions, if Sven is on her, those are going to die in literally 2 hits. Maybe even 1 if he gets a crit. Actually, definitely 1 if he gets a crit. Because 1 crit hit is basically 2 regular hits. We do have both teams just farming up Jo as well as Fear on this bot lane. They have to relocate, so if anything happens, they'll be there in an instant. Smoke up now from 3 of EG's side. They're going to look for a pick off on anyone they could find, but instead it's going to be EG who are going to be ganked. We do have Admiral Bulldog as well as S4 looking for a pick on Jail, but they have relocation. I might be able to get the Wisp, but really the Wisp is not the one they want. They want to kill Fear, level 17. So very valuable as a kill. Even though still no Tidehunter have a very stacked Luna, I just don't think that's going to be enough. Luna is actually, hides from the smoke gank of EG. Don't know how he smelled that one coming. He's going to send some illusions to the front lines, and they're going to do a very good job at clearing off these creeps. Look at that. That is absurd right there. With just illusions. Insanity. That's not Dog Siren. The Aegis has been reclaimed, I believe. Yes, it has. But EG, they've decided they're tired of waiting. Sheepstick now up on the Windrunner, and the Tidehunter going to build himself some initiation. Tier 2 tower slowly going to get brought down. Do no Tidehunter want to fight this? Sonic Trap's going to fly. And Loda on the front lines looking for an Eclipse opportunity after the creep wave gets demolished. Chen's got to make sure he keeps his creeps alive, because anything, just any bulk on the front line is going to be invaluable for them. Gushes to fly as the push slowly continues. Liquid fire starting to stack up on the tower. Fear gonna open up. There's the everything popping off. BKB's up on everyone, but Loda killed in 3 hits, as well as the Darkseer cleaved down. Now Aki is going to get hit by a Stormhammer. 2 hits on him. S4 going to blink out, try to get a kill onto Jo. A triple kill onto Fear, as he's now going to set his sights onto S4. The refracted charges are done, and Fear just wailing away on him. No Tidehunter, bleeding heroes. Admiral Bulldog has returned to this fight, but he's going to get killed off before he can get anything off. There's the Wall of Replica, not in the best position. Fear, still with God's Strength, is going to demolish yet another one. Get an Ultra kill. Going to head straight for Loda. Loda, is he going to survive this rampage? It's going to be close. No, what? Jo, what you doing? There's the Rampage of Fear. He wants more. He wants double Rampage? No, it's not going to happen. And no Tidehunter got demolished by this Sven. Keep in mind that this is the first game that I've casted with a carry Sven in it. I guess I kind of underestimated the damage that he would put out, because, wow, Fear killed the Luna in 3 hits, killed the Darkseer in 2 hits with the cleave on the Luna. No Tidehunter, they cannot stop this Sven. With the overcharge coming in from Jo, with all of the items that he has, that's going to be it. EG with one simple fight taking the game away from no Tidehunter. And no Tidehunter, they really need to do something different next game. Keep in mind that this is the best of 5, so they will have a couple more chances to bring this set back. But I believe that letting Fear get complete free farm on the bot lane was, well, that was a mistake, because 805, 275 creep kills. This Sven is stacked.
Invisibility.
When the cleave starts killing your heroes, then you know you're in trouble. And really, there's nothing that they can do about it. They can try to build armor or health or anything, really, but it's not going to be enough. And Demon let Loda walk right by. What is going on here, Demon? What? Oh, he's invisible. I didn't realize that. Fear, here comes Fear. 1 hits, 2 hits, 3 hits, killing 2 instantly. Triple kill up on him. He's going to demolish Loda, but it looks like that's actually not going to happen, as Eternal Envy has had enough. Ice Path going to fly out. BKB's up, doesn't matter. Loda, 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit. Another Ultra kill for Fear. The GG has been called, ladies and gentlemen, so EG with a carry Sven. That's a problem. That's a problem when Sven has bash and it's bigger than his crit. Oh god, this Sven, so much damage. But I do believe that no Tidehunter, they simply didn't play it right. They had to apply more pressure to the Sven because, as you can see right there, GG farm. Sven got absolute free reign of the game. He did anything he wanted, whenever he wanted. And no Tidehunter simply didn't apply enough pressure. They needed to be more aggressive. They need to pick a little bit more of a ganking lineup or something like that, or just any way to apply pressure to the other hard carry, or simply pick up Sven themselves. No Tidehunter going to drop game 1 to EG from the Absolute Arena King of the Hill. 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hits. Fear is just farming heads right now. I'm going to speed this up because no Tidehunter, they're no longer fighting. Towers are going to drop, God's Strength is up, and everyone's dying. That's going to be it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this cast, please like, subscribe, it makes me happy. And if you didn't, then comment and make sure to let me know what you did not like and what I could do better in the future. More games to come. Thanks for watching. GG. Apparently the sound is really low. Nah, screw it. GG.